Hi, I'm the doctor who'll smash your vortex manipulator, Andrew. I didn't even think that was funny.
And I'm the doctor who's back from the dead, Ieuan.
And welcome to today's review, where today we are reviewing Doctor Who Series 11, episode named Rosa. Hello guys, gals and non-binary pals, and welcome to today's review where we are reviewing the Doctor Who Series 11 episode
Rosa,
which is written by Marilee Blackman and Chris Chibnall. So Marilee Blackman is a well-known author. She wrote a really good series. I dropped my screwdriver. She wrote a really good series called Notes and Crosses, some other things. She's also written a Doctor Who short story. When they did the 50th anniversary, they did a short story for each Doctor.
Yeah.
She wrote the 7th Doctor's one. So she's come back to do an actual episode, which is nice. Chris Chibnall's got a co-writing credit. I'm interested to see if they do this with every other writer. Because I heard rumours that they were doing a bit more like a writer's room where loads of people pitched ideas and then like basically Chibnall would help to write all of them then because he's head writer. So sort of like script editor but not editing the script, just influencing the story. It's like how a traditional script editor used to work, like Andrew Cartmel. But yeah, I feel like she did the majority of the work. So this is our first episode where we see Jodie as a full-fledged Doctor. So the first two episodes are sort of a two-parter-ish. Yeah. Although technically it's been a continuous story since Eaters of Light. Technically, all of them linked together, perhaps. Yeah. Eaters of Light / Rolled Enough in Time. A lot of people like to say Eaters of Light, but that sort of doesn't lead straight to
because there's a bit of a gap.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is our first episode. Does not carry, like it does carry on. But it's not a continuous.
The line of
it's
never trips before 14. We got to this one.
And right, so yeah, I'm going to moan about this bit first. I love this bit. I have no problems with it, but I have people moaning because they think people are going to think it's sexist. Even the sexist people don't make jokes about Jodie not being able to drive at this point. It's just the people who, well, I say people, one person I can think, well, two people I can think of, who moan about that. This annoys me. There's a few things that people have moaned about this episode which I don't get. There's legitimate things to moan about, I suppose. Yeah. But that thing, it doesn't seem like one of them.
Well, we'll come to the stuff to moan about in a bit, because I probably am one of the people who find one of the bits I've seen people moan about agreeable.
I hope. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we got the Doctor's landed. Did you mind that they made the joke that she couldn't land it properly for a while?
No.
But they weren't saying she couldn't land it properly. They even said the TARDIS won't let her.
Yeah, the TARDIS has always been a playful.
And the TARDIS is like, I want to go on an adventure and keep these humans. Or, oh look, there's some harmful energy here. So the Doctor has landed in 1955, America, Montgomery, I believe, where we basically we know we're going to meet Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
Even before they officially announced it. This is very interesting. I've been expecting this episode because this is the one I'd actually read a few pages of.
Okay.
A while ago because of my source. So I'm mentioning my thoughts on that particular scene. It's not an exciting scene, non-action scene in this episode. So I've been pretty looking forward to that. It's filmed in South Africa, which is quite nice because it looks like parts of South Africa looks like 50s America. They what happens? I can't remember the very beginning.
You start off at the very beginning with Rosa on the bus.
So the very opening of the episode, which we forgot to mention just now when I say we, I mean me, was we see Rosa on a bus a few weeks before, where just to show that it's not just a one-time thing. No. Which I was like, oh, are they going to start if we're not getting off the bus? But no, they're showing that it wasn't a one-time thing. This is a regular, daily occurrence on the bus for people of colour. Which, did you learn about school? I learned it in RE.
I learned it in history, I did. Under good old Mr. Cork.
So yeah, we see which is quite nice. I have a little editing thing I don't like here. Go on. A little tiny thing. I don't like, the end. I feel like that should have, the first one should have been a pre-title sequence. Yeah. And then, dong 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 dong, and then landing with.
I missed the pre-title sequences. I'm not sure if they haven't had them in these last few episodes. Yeah, they're never going to have them.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I feel like that first scene should have been a pre-title sequence. Yeah. Obviously it's not. I don't like how it goes from fades to black and then it says however many weeks later it was. And then you have the joyful music. I feel like it should have not gone to a black screen. That text should have been on the visuals and I feel it would have transitioned better. Personally. like everyone has their own style and taste. That's how I would have preferred it. I will say with this one, I love this episode, 2 pieces. But the things I say aren't really negative comments.
More.
The things I got is what I would have done differently, which may or may not, I don't think would have improved it, but would have changed.
Yeah.
It slightly. That's where I'm coming from with this. I don't think there's anything that I do really dislike that I can think of. I have one continuity error, which I'm probably going to forget now. I've mentioned it now.
Probably.
Because first review, like, keep note that she's a nurse and didn't mention that she was a nurse again for the rest of the episode of the review. But yeah, so yeah, and then we have the next scene and then we see the Doctor landing the TARDIS. We saw the TARDIS materialise properly for the first time.
Yeah.
What you couldn't really tell, but I'd heard before, but you can just about see it. So the windows also glow with the when it lands and
I didn't.
So you can't really see it that like really well. And I was kind of hoping they'd do something a bit cooler than just like the sort of fade in that they were doing, especially that like John Smith made the title sequence. I'm hoping he's working on the visual effects as well. But yeah, they've put LED panels into the windows, so they glow with the noise of the TARDIS dematerialising and materialising.
Interesting.
Which is quite nice. But some people have noticed that the TARDIS is like they did with Knock Knock, is on like a little plinth because the floor wasn't even. No. But I don't know. I just find that funny. You don't really notice until someone points it out to, sort of thing. So this is where we then find out about the 14 trips, which we've already mentioned, because non-linear, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey reviews. Yeah. And we find out there's loads of Artron energy. So the Doctor's like, we've got to go and have a look.
Yeah.
So they go have a look. And then I love how they introduced what it was like living as a person. Like Ryan, just being a nice person, woman's doctor glove, picks it up, goes to give it to her, just gently grabs it, doesn't like go, full on whack straight away.
Yeah.
So I feel like what they might, like, if it was under Moffat, what they might have done. I feel like this is an episode Moffat would do. He wasn't one for really big historicals.
No.
But I feel like what he would have done might have been have a little conversation first. And then the guy slapped them as opposed to immediate whack.
Yeah.
So I thought the immediate whack worked really well. And obviously that was a great way to introduce Rosa as well, because it was by accident.
Yeah.
It didn't feel forced.
No, it would just appear to kind
of... And then and I liked everyone's reactions to it as well, which was quite nice. That's obviously how we bumped into Rosa. So then we're introduced to, I don't know his name, future racist guy. That's what I always refer to him when I'm talking about future racist guy. Who's found the TARDIS, trying to get in, tries to shoot it with his, basically, I shoot you, you go back in time. So, Weeping Angel gun.
I would have loved if we saw, because a couple of years back during Matt Smith's run, they tried to do this toy line of a Dalek, a Cyberman, and a Weeping Angel gun. So if they had, a Weeping Angel broken off statue finger like the gun had, or something like that, I would have been there going, I see what you did there.
But yeah, and he tries to get in, doesn't work. Then see the Doctor, Graham, Ryan and Yaz in a pub. And once again they're told to get out because of...
it's America, so it's a diner.
Oh yeah, sorry, diner.
Yes.
I don't think that class is diner, but okay. But yeah, so they'd have to leave because Ryan is black and Yaz is mixed race.
Yes.
Well, mixed race Pakistani heritage. Yeah, so they leave, and then they end up going to a motel which says whites only. I didn't notice that it said whites only in the trailer, but I feel like that's something that they didn't try to make you notice. I think it might have already got to the point without out of focus and they were planning in on the Doctor. We obviously see that she's wearing her red top this week, but first time I watched it, I didn't really pay attention to the companion's clothes, but then I realised they are also wearing other clothes.
Okay.
So potentially, room for some Big Finish audios in there, guys. All 14 of them.
Well, to be fair, they did say before going to the motel about going back to the TARDIS, so I'm guessing the TARDIS has already set rooms up for them.
Yeah, they got wardrobes and shit.
Yeah. I mean, 14 adventures we've never seen.
Yeah.
Yet.
Sexy racist guy meets Rosa briefly, and then we meet him again in the bus depot. And as Yaz said, all roads lead to Rosa Parks. I thought that was a rubbish line, but it's what someone would say, I feel. When they're trying to be funny. Because all roads lead to China, all roads lead to...
Because poor old Yaz so far hasn't had good time to shine.
She hasn't really had much development. I do really like her character, from what we've seen. Yeah. But going by the next time trailer where we meet her mum, I feel like next week's her episode to develop. We meet him. We find out that he's from the future, here to fix what went wrong.
His eyes.
Sounding a bit Trump, isn't it? And he's like, I want to tell you this, blah 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 blah. And she's like, and he tells them to go. So they leave, and that's when they go to the hotel.
Yes,
which was quite soonly. Obviously, Yaz and Ryan sneak in through the window, and then a police guy turns up, which is something that would also happen.
Yeah.
So it's still very believable. It weren't just a show. It's like I've seen some people moaning that it was too preachy. But it's literally what it was like.
Historically correct
and
preachy are two very different things.
Yeah, it's like,
don't get me wrong,
that wasn't what it was like and they hyped it up to the extreme, what they showed was what it was like.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Like they had, like at one point there was different buses, then they could go on the buses, but they had to get up for white people. Then it was this, then it was that. What I didn't know was that they had to get on a different door after they paid.
No, that was
I didn't know that. So that was an interesting fact to learn. We get them in, and then you get the police. So they have to hide out the back. We do get the slightly. Chibnall is very big, I think, on putting messages into Doctor Who. This was something that happened a lot during Pertwee's era as well, in that writers would like to get a message in, as would during the Seventh Doctor's time. Some of the writers like to get a slight political message in. But I feel that wasn't even a political message, right?
No, but that whole
it's our logo. We get them sat next to the bin where they talk about, this is bad, but it's still badish. No, obviously it's not as bad in the United Kingdom that I know of than in America, because it's really bad. Like obviously we just had. I think it's surprisingly not good timing, but surprisingly coincidental that we've got this episode about civil rights, and then you have that really angry old white man screaming racial abuse to that old woman on the train. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that.
But we had Yaz and Ryan sat next to the bin talking about what it's like now. That's like, I do like this scene, but I feel like it could have been written slightly better, only slightly. It doesn't feel preachy to me. I can understand that some that might feel a bit preachy.
I can see where other people are coming from in that scene.
That little scene, but it felt a bit too. I don't know. It just felt a tiny bit off. Like what they're saying is 100% legit, and I think deserved to be said in a way, because Doctor Who always pushes for change, and that's one thing it's doing now. It's like obviously we've got the female doctor. We've got two people of colour as companions.
Hey, he's the best companion.
I love him so much. I don't know what it was. I do like the scene. I think it is an important scene. I genuinely feel this episode is one that's going to be looked at in schools. I feel like that's why I found that scene a bit uncomfortable. It weren't even uncomfortable. It was just like it felt a bit off. I don't know what it was. It annoys me because I can't work it out.
Fair enough.
Yeah, right. But no, So then we obviously get them back in the hotel room, and the Doctor's got her magic pen, and I do like the Banksy jokes.
I don't mind. They were quite humorous. Yeah.
I mean, you could imagine the Doctor selling a painting, then shredding it the moment the hammer falls.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very Doctor. Like, it's sort of. I feel like this series is I'm Santa Claus from Empty Child or Doctor Dances, whatever one it was. Red Bicycle when you were 12. But yeah, obviously, that was before the police. They sonicked it away, and then she sonicked the pen back.
Yes.
One thing I do dislike in this episode is the use of the sonic. Last week I didn't notice that it's overused that much, but we watched it and we were like, okay, I can understand why people felt it was overused.
Yeah.
This week again, it was used quite a lot. I didn't mind it at first, but watching it again, you're like, okay. Yeah, so Graham goes to the pub with the guy who's meant to be riding the bus. Ryan follows Rosa, because they get on a bus together they just get on her bus because they know she's going to be on it. So he follows Rosa. Got Yaz doing her like detective policing.
Yeah.
With all the maps and stuff. I like I think the Graham scene when he's playing pool. Is it pool or snooker? Can we tell? I don't understand sports.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I think that was quite a well written scene because it felt like you were watching two guys playing pool in a pub.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like staged at all.
No.
Then we have Ryan who follows Rosa. Rosa realises, and he's like, do you think the police would send someone this shit?
That's the best excuse ever.
And she found it funny, so and that's what they got in. Now the scene in Rosa's house is the scene that I read.
Okay.
It's different from what I read, and I'm glad. What I read was good, but there was a weird line about a marshmallow creature, I believe. I can't remember properly. But there was one line that I found a bit. Feels too written, and that was, "Excuse me, Dr. King. Yes, Rosa Parks." Ryan, when
I know we kind of had that in the episode.
it's
different.
like I understand it in that obviously, if I were, even if I was there, because I know I'm not like obviously I'm not a person of colour. I do have Middle East heritage way back, but like obviously it'd be like you were in a room with your two favourite people of all time from celebrity history, and then you're like, "Excuse me, Jodie Whittaker. Hello, Peter Capaldi." Oh, because you were both like that's what you do, but you wouldn't say it out loud.
No, it'd be in your head. Oh.
I feel like it could have been like, "Oh yeah, excuse me, Dr. King. Yes, Rosa." Like, you didn't have to say Rosa Parks. Yes, Rosa, and then you could be like, "Whoa." Like just like a little look. It could have been done with a look. William Hartnell said this all the time when he wanted to cut out his lines, but it could have been done with a look. We'll go back to the hotel. We find out that the bus driver is actually not working and it's a different bus driver.
Yes.
Now that could be enough to change. It could be that that guy doesn't really mind Rosa not getting up because there is enough seats now. So like he could be a more liberal. He could be a more liberal
guy. Yeah.
I like the whole joke about the doctor giving Elvis a mobile and then he's lent it to other Hollywood people.
Yeah.
I thought it was clever. It's something the doctor would do again. So like that's why I liked it.
Wonder how shocked he would have been then. Doc, why you sound like a woman? Not very good Elvis impression.
But yeah, so the doctor fixes it by saying that they won a raffle and they got them VIP tickets to see oh Christ, what's his name? Frank Sinatra.
Yes.
That was bad. Yeah, so they go to see Frank Sinatra, and I like that that is actually happening. It's not just a guff, because if it was a guff, then he would have ended up going to work going on someone. So I like that she did actually fall in, and that was it. I feel like you didn't really pay much attention when she said she gave Elvis a phone.
No, but then the callback was.
But and then it was like if they hadn't done that before, at that point it would have been really difficult going. Oh, I shouldn't have given them his phone or because that's already been mentioned up, just like a briefing. He's like, oh yeah, look, it was important. Yeah, we get the doctor. This is one thing I've got. The doctor goes to the warehouse to meet sexy racist guy again and basically destroy his tools, which she did in a very clever way. That she got there ready for him to shoot her, so then she could throw the bag at the beam, which I thought was really cool. So then we all right. This is one thing I dislike. So he's from Storm Cage.
Yeah, nice callback.
But he's got a tattoo on his wrist.
Didn't notice that.
No, there was a hook at the band thing on his wrist.
Oh, it covered the Storm Cage tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh,
good. Quiver didn't have one.
No, true.
And surely all prisoners would. And at first I was like, okay, I can get that around my head. Maybe Time Lords can use regeneration energy or something to get rid of tattoos.
I was thinking more because he was such a higher class of criminal that they mark them, unlike lower class. Say, like if River, she only killed the doctor.
Yeah.
So you know, one kill versus what was it? 2,000 people did he kill?
Yeah. It's like, who knows, but I feel like every prisoner would have one.
It would make sense if it's meant to be a catalogue system.
Yeah, one thing I didn't know, because I've not watched the series in depth, I used to watch it a little bit when I was younger because it was on S4C, is Buffy. And there's apparently this scene is the exact replica of a Buffy.
Oh yes, especially down to that chip, complete, poor Spike, you know, completely.
I only found this out because I was going through someone's story. And they mentioned it on Instagram, but they just briefly reviewing it.
I noticed it quite quickly because
I mean,
I like the show.
Am I really bothered by that?
I am a big fan of Buffy. I'm a big fan of Doctor Who. I noticed it and I could see the similarities. Did it bug me? No. Not as much as back during Capaldi last series.
With Exodus.
With Exodus.
Extremis.
Extremis, yes, being similar to
But yeah, what I find with this is there's two things that possibly happened. One, they literally thought that would be good. Or two, what happens a lot of the time is that writers watch something, forget about it, and subconsciously write in this stuff. I've done that. But yes, like, I wasn't bothered by it. I thought it was quite cool, and I like the idea that they do that to their hardened criminals.
Yeah, I could see it. It makes sense. It made sense.
I mean, for all we know now, maybe Storm Cage and Buffy universe is connected. I didn't mind that at all. We also got the Doctor breaking the vortex, which I thought was really clever.
Just jumping up and down on it.
Yeah, it was great. And this is obviously how she steals his little weapon as well, because he drops it on the floor.
After it overheats.
But yeah, so then we've got the day of the bus driver, the day of the Rosa refusing to get up. Doctor rips her coat, so Rosa has to fix it, therefore Mandit can stay and make sure that she gets on the bus.
Yeah.
And then they basically, you've got the Doctor and the racist guy from the future battling each other in a way to get Rosa to where she was.
I found it interesting, that part. It was very well done, it was very intriguing, but at the same time, how is this guy appearing in, like, don't get me wrong, he wasn't appearing, but what he was doing would take multiple people. Like the Doctor had 4 people helping her sort the problems, yet him by himself could cause all these issues.
But I feel like that's not, like, it doesn't really affect it that much. Like, I get what you're saying, but
I just felt like he was a very weak villain that didn't really need to be in the episode.
Or someone else could have been in the episode. In the history of Doctor Who, we have a villain which thrives on rewriting history.
You don't mean the dear old time meddler, do you?
I do mean the monk indeed.
Oh!
And I feel like that would have worked more, because I feel the most depressing part of the episode was this villain, not because he was quite a weak villain, but I feel like you didn't want too strong a villain to take the limelight off Rose's character. But the worst part was that, hey look, we have really far right racists in the future. Still. At least he was in prison. But that was my honest feeling about that.
I honestly felt like the episode didn't need a villain. It could have quite literally have been Doctor accidentally made a mistake, and the whole episode's about fixing that error.
Like, it may not have even needed to do that. Like, you had proper, like, classical historical. That didn't happen so much. Like, they'd accidentally get involved, and then they'd have to try not to be too involved, and they were. Yeah. Like, my favourite one is, though, that they made reference to this in Pompeii, is that the Doctor calls the Fire of Rome.
Yes.
Which is really cool. Right. I have, as I've said in other episodes, especially you, I have respect for legitimate reasons not to like Jodie as the Doctor.
Yeah.
One thing I cannot stand is when people say your acting is flat.
What?
Have that scene, honest to God, Bradley Walsh and Jodie Whittaker deserve awards for that scene. You've got Jodie as the Doctor, and I love the placing where you can see where Rosa's like just behind her. So you can see the both of them in one shot.
You could see the pain.
And the pain in her face. And someone's used that photo, like a photo of that scene, as evidence that she is flat acting. And I'm like, what is going on with you? What they've sort of done is, like, yes, Graham is an older, middle-aged, probably upper middle class, white man who's had a life full of privilege. But they're showing, just because of all that doesn't mean this doesn't matter to him.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really clever, and it's not done as a big thing. But the pain on his and Jodie's face during the scene, I think, like, I know so many people who cried at this episode. I find it very, very difficult to cry at TVs, films, movies, theatres, etc. I think I've done it twice in my life. This scene was beautiful. And then what I did like was when Rosa was being arrested, she sort of didn't look hatefully at the Doctor.
No.
As well. Now what I felt like this was going to lead into another scene a few weeks later when Rosa was free or whatever, and the Doctor and Rosa talking. We didn't really have a proper scene with the Doctor and Rosa talking.
No problem.
And what I thought it was going to be was she was like the Doctor, sort of like a Van Gogh going to the future, not taking Rosa to the future because that would be an exact copy and a bit boring.
Yeah.
But just saying, look, things are going to be better. And she was like, something like, I could tell you lot were peculiar. I feel like it should have been
she didn't know.
Yeah.
Almost as if Rosa didn't need that push. She knew what she was going for.
I get that, but I feel like even without her being told that, I feel like there should be another scene at the end with Rosa and the Doctor afterwards.
Yeah.
But that's just my personal preference. But then we do go into the console room, where they're looking at facts. Now this was a bit like Sarah Jane Adventures at the end of, remember in the last series we had the guy with the parrot and they sent them back in time to get certain things. When they come back and Clyde and Rani both and Sarah Jane sort of look up the people they met. It felt a bit like that, but I feel that is a good way to end it. Like, we have to remember this is aimed at a younger audience. It's a family show. But because it's a family show, it is made for the younger people, because you don't want to put anything that would only be suitable for the older people. So I feel like that was a good way to put it in there for just to say this happened, then Rosa won this, and I thought, okay, that's quite good. And I do have another way they could have done it, but I did like that scene. And we do actually see, as I knew happened from people pointing out on Facebook, but not many people had noticed, the time rotor going up and down.
Yes.
Which I thought was quite nice. The time rotor is one of the things I would change slightly if I'd had final say on the design of it. I'm happy for it to be a crystal, but the one thing I wish it wasn't as high when it's at its highest.
Okay.
So it goes down, but I wish it was a bit lower, like the classic ones were, and then going up and down like that, not being or nearly touching the ceiling and then going down up, because it looked a bit clumsy. One thing I did like, and this is my little continuity error, I am remembering it, is that at one point we're at a close up of Jodie and the time rotor's not going up and down.
Oh,
Just my little nudge there. What I wish did happen though was at the end. It's like I understand. Rise Up was a good song to put over Rosa because it's about women rising up to power, which is what Rosa did. Didn't like it going over the credits.
No.
What some person pointed out to me, which made me like it a bit more, is basically if you think about it, at that point, if it cut to credit straight away, it would have felt like it wouldn't have felt natural, which I get. So what and this is another thing I think this is anyway. It would have been a very dramatic doom, and then you'd be like, oh, that's it. So what I think they should have done, and I thought would have been quite nice as well, like you have the Doctor saying a few facts about Rosa. You know what, at the end of films that are based on real life, you see photos of the real people with little factoids. I feel like they could have done that. So a little bit more about Rosa, but more about what happens at the time. We learned about in the future. So say, because of Rosa sitting on the bus, this happened, and this happened, and this happened, sort of thing. Because in the bus, she was really pushing to be able to vote, because they weren't allowed to vote. This also happened at the same time. I can't remember the name of the film. There's a really good film we watched in RE about this. But yeah, it was, I feel like they could have done that, and then you could have got, like, at the end, could have been like Rosa smiling, and then it could be the end of the Rise Up, and then it would have transitioned beautifully into the theme tune.
I could have seen that.
Or like, if they like ended on just like Rosa smiling with the last notes. Like, you know how at the end, like, it's not the very end of Love and Monsters, but you've got Mr. Blue Sky playing, and then there's like the last few notes, and it fades white.
Yeah.
Every time I watch that, my head's like, credits now. But then you have the extra scene, which works, but that's like a really good way to end.
Yeah.
Because it's cheerful, you're like, yeah, this has happened, this is great. End of the show. Whereas this one was like, oh yeah, good things. And then it was like, oh, we can't cut the theme tune, it sound and feel weird.
Yeah.
So like, I do agree there should have been the theme tune.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have worked there, so they should have done that a little bit.
But they ran into that issue with the last episode. I felt like it kind of cut from basic, their music, sudden cut to the end theme tune.
So it worked a bit better than that, but yeah.
I enjoyed the episode a lot. Whether I liked it as much as our dear beloved Andrew?
Probably not.
No. But I did enjoy it, and it definitely is up there with the historic Doctor Who episodes.
We haven't really had a proper historic since Van Gogh, have we?
Van Gogh, so beautiful! No, we haven't.
Yeah, they don't like properly meet a historical person as opposed to just being Emperor. But yeah, so Ieuan, out of 5, what did you give this episode?
This a solid 4.3.
Oh.
Sadly, the villain of the piece was the major letdown of it, and every time he was on screen, I kind of felt like, why are you here? We don't need you. So sadly, it did let the episode down for me.
I agree with everything Ieuan just said about the villain. I feel like it could have been padded out a bit more. Obviously, you didn't want it to be too big, because you don't want that to be the main focus of the episode. There's a few little things I'd changed, but nevertheless, really picky Andrew is giving this episode a 5 out of 5. Ding, 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 ding. Next week, I'm not looking forward to Doctor Who.
Because of the spiders!
Thanks for watching, guys. See you again soon. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you click below to subscribe to our channel and click the bell if you want to keep getting notifications when we upload videos.
And be sure to give our Facebook page a like.